One.
Hello, welcome to Rafael Technologies again. This is the part 4 of the edu.net basic tutorial. I will strongly recommend you to watch the previous videos as well before continuing the session. So in this session, we'll see how to retrieve the data and display it into Windows Phone application by using edu.net code. As I mentioned you in last video session, there's another way to mention the connection string and the I mean to write the SQL query inside the inside the .NET code as in. So in last video session, we have seen how to insert the data by using store procedure and how to make a connection by using configuration manager. In this session, we will see how to use the same objective, but we want to display the list of the list of account details into our data grid view control, right? So let me just explain the code already written into a button event handler. So here is the form I already designed. This is the label control. This is the text box control. This is the button control, and this is the grid view control. Here we want to display our customer information based on the account number what we got from our text box one. So let me just double click the button to generate the event handler. So in last video, we have seen how to define the connection string by using configuration manager. But in here, we are just doing something different. Here, we are just using, creating the SQL connection object and giving a name is con, and we are creating new instance of the SQL connection. Look at this. We are just passing whatever is the raw data information about our connection string. Look at this in our app.config file. Instead of defining the name of the connection string, we are just passing all the connection string object into our SQL connection, right? So this is what we are doing exactly in this video tutorial. So this is another way you can define your SQL connection, but this is not a good practice. Okay, the using configuration manager is the good practice. So then we are opening the connection. Then we are just creating the SQL data adapter. As you can remember from our first video tutorial session, we have explained what this data adapter is. Data adapter is nothing, it's just accepting the SQL command. Another way you can say this is the SQL command. So in this data adapter, as I told you in last video tutorial session, we use the store procedure inside our SQL command, but in here we are using the SQL data adapter to pass our SQL query here. In here, what you're saying, you're just saying to select all the tables, the fields are exist in our database table. Then we are saying where the account number is from the account table, and we are just mentioning the account number they're coming from the text box too, and we're just passing the connection object as well, right? So then we are just using the data table. Okay, if you just go to the definition of this data table, let me just show you the definition of the data table. Look at this, the data table is what is expecting. It's just returning the list of the table name and list of the table name and table name spaces. So we are just using the first one, the list of the table name, and this data table is inherited from the Marshall by Belu component object. Okay, and you can see the rest of the properties as well. So, to display the data into data grid view control, we are just doing two things. One is creating the SQL data adapter, then we are creating the SQL data table. With this data table, we want to use the fill method to fill the data adapter. Okay, whatever data is retrieving from this query, we want to fill it into our data table into our SQL data adapter fill method, right? Then what you were saying, we are just saying that the data grid view control one. So this is the name of the data grid view control one. The data source, we each have one property called data source property. This data source property, look at this, it's just mentioning, look at the intelligence. It just can get or set the data source that grid view control is displaying for the data. Okay, so basically this method is just displaying the whatever the data is coming to our data field. Then we are finally we're just passing this data table object into the data grid view source, the control one. Then after that, you're just, creating using the catch block to creating the, catching the any exceptions happen, anything into our query. Then finally, if it's not, it's gonna run the successfully. Okay. So at this point, let me just run the application first. Let me just write. Okay. So at this point, what do you expect? We expect when we run the application, when you enter the account number, the data should be displayed into the data grid view control. This is the things we expect from our SQL database table. So this is the account number we have in our existing table. We expect to do all that, limited, all the fields that exist into the table is be displayed into grid view control. Let me just see what the output we got at this moment. Let me just, it's just building the solution. It will take time sometimes to build the solution. As you can see from the status bar, the build is succeeded. Then we can, um, after complete all the operation, then we'll be able to, start our, the, start the application form we want to do it. Okay. Let me just cancel it. Let me just, I mean, rebuild the solution again. Build is succeeded. Let's start the application to pop up the window. Here the application is running. Let's enter the account number 4. As you can see, the record is displayed, the name, the first name, last name, date of birth, and rest of the properties as well. Okay. Still, if you have any questions and queries about this video tutorial, just feel free to leave any comments in my YouTube channel or in my blog. I will get back to you when I can. Thank you for listening. See you next video session.